Morning, students. Uh, Now today we will see one more theorem, actually area of two similar triangles. But let me speak one thing. According to your new syllabus, the theorem is out of the proof of theorem is out of syllabus. But we will just follow the conclusion of the theorem. And what the conclusion is, let me speak something. The statement is very important. The ratio of area of two similar triangles is equal to ratio of square of their corresponding sides. This is the statement, and I want to tell you the meaning also. Suppose we have two triangles A, B, C, and suppose P, Q, R. So let me speak something that according to question, according to statement, the ratio of area of two similar triangles, these two triangles are similar, that area of ABC upon area of triangle PQR, ratio of two similar triangle is equal to ratio of square of their sides, corresponding side. So corresponding side of AB definitely PQ. So AB square upon PQ square, BC square upon QR square, and lastly it is AC square upon PR square. So this is the statement you have to remember, that when two triangles are similar, the area of first triangle upon area of second triangle is equal to the ratio of square of their corresponding sides. So now we will use in further few questions this result, and the proof of this result is out of syllabus, so you need not study that for exam. Okay, now don't forget that. Let me explain something. I have one example which may come in exam also. Example number 9. In example number 9, I have the line segment XY. You have a picture. Students, you have a picture. So this is a picture I have made here. B, A, C. This is the line parallel to AC, X, Y. And question says, given that XY parallel to AC, and also given that it divides the whole triangle into two parts of equal areas, meaning these two areas are equal, and area of BXY equal to area of AXYC. You know, this quadrilateral, or whatever you can say, trapezium, and this triangle are equal in area. It is given. What to show, what to find out? We need to find the ratio of AX and AB. I want to find AX upon AB. So it's very important question. Look at how I start this question. First of all, I tell you, it looks here the two triangles. First triangle is BXY. Second triangle I can see BAC. And if you will focus on these two triangles, both triangles are similar actually. Why it is so? Because these two lines are parallel. If these two lines are parallel, this angle and this angle, you know, these two are parallel, it can work as a transversal. These two are corresponding angle. Similar, one angle is a common angle, and third angle is also angle. So by angle, or you can say angle, similarity, both triangles are similar. So I'll start with this. Okay, let me start the proof. Since XY parallel to AC, AB as a transversal, take AB as a transversal, angle BXY, angle BAC, these two are corresponding angles. and angle B equal to angle B, which is common angle. Third, I don't want to focus by angle similarity. Both triangles are similar, BXY. You can say BXY and BAC. This is enough. Now, as we have shown, let me rub this from here. Okay, now we have shown they have similar. Now I will use the same law that recently we saw, that therefore area of BXY upon area of a BAC equal to, you know that three things can come, but only one we will take, which is actually useful. So what corresponding side will choose? For this we have a corresponding side BX, and for big one it is a BA. You know, BX and BA, I taught you that BX is a side of a small triangle, BA is corresponding side of a great triangle. So I use here BX square upon BA square, and that is simple. Hope you have got here. It is nothing worry. Three things will come, but I am writing one thing only. Now, one more thing which is very important, which can come from here. So please focus on the thing which I actually want to tell you, that these two are equal in area. So I just want to pull your attention towards the thing that BXY is a small one, BAC is a big one. So would you think that the small one, if these two are same, so small one is a half of the total one, because these two are equal in area. So by 1, this means that this area and this area are equal. It means that small triangle area is actually half of the whole triangle area. So small one BXY, which is actually half of total, or BAC is a total which is double of BXY. So it looks good, I think. So BXY is same, but put BAC, which can be written double of BXY small one. Now this is good, I think, to understand. Now can you see it's a BX square upon BA square, this is same. So hope you have got the meaning here, that BAC is a double of BXY because these two are equal in area. By 1, this conclusion we have obtained. These two sections are same, so it cancelled. So it's 1 by 2 is there now. BX square upon BA square. Take a square root both sides. So I would have BX upon BA is equal to 1 by root 2. 1 square root of 1 is 1. 2 have a root 2. Now we got little bit answer BX upon BA, but I need, it is actually BA is AB, both are same, but I need AX upon AB. I have BX upon AB and we need AX upon AB. So I have a trick. What I have a trick, that first of all, what I do now, I need a BA in denominator. I already got a BA in denominator. I have already got BA in denominator. So what should I do? What I do here, I subtract 1 both side. Keep in mind, I subtract 1 from both sides. Remember that idea. It will be BX minus BA upon BA. It will be 1 minus root 2 upon root 2. LCM. BX minus B, BX minus BA, it's looking odd. Small minus greater, it is looking odd. So what we do? We take minus common. We also take minus common. So both got balance. Minus minus cancel. Now BA minus BX, you can find out. BA minus BX. BA minus B equal to AX. So it got a AX upon AB or BA root 2 minus 1 upon root 2. I think you got an answer. AX upon AB. So AX upon AB, it's an answer. So it was very good question. Just by finding that we use something very good thing, that by 1 it was a good use here, and this was a good use that minus only have done, and we got an answer. So please do the practice for this question. It was very good question, and after practicing, I think you can also do this. Okay, now I'll go on exercise. So I have chosen some question to tell you. Exercise 6.4 it is. 6.4. So I have chosen here the question number 3rd, which is important for exam. In figure 6.44, figure is given. A figure is like that. The figure is like that. And the name, which is A, B, C and D. The question says here, given that two triangle ABC and DCD, two triangles ABC and DBC are same base BC. This is a base, and one triangle is lying upside and second is downside. It looks two triangles. Question says if AD intersect BC at O. AD intersect BC at O. This is O. So prove area of triangle ABC and area of triangle DBC is equal to AO upon DO. So this is the question. I am writing something here that given that triangles BAC and BDC are on the same base BC are lie on same base BC. One more thing, diagonals AD and BC intersect at O to show what to show? Area of BAC upon ABC, it was written, no matter at all. ABC upon DBC is equal to AO upon DO. This question which I look for that, this is easy, but I think that it is not from this exercise. It should be in early of the exercise, but okay, when it is coming right here, we will do. So I do little construction here. I first draw the perpendicular and perpendicular. So two perpendicular I have drawn. AM, draw AM perpendicular to BC, DN perpendicular to BC. AM perpendicular to BC and DN perpendicular to BC. Now I will directly go on my requirement, area of ABC upon area of DBC, which you know it. Now if you may thinking that the area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle DBC should be the square, the ratio of square of corresponding side, but this will happen only when two triangles are similar. But I didn't prove here ABC and DBC are similar. I will use the so-called geometric formula 1 upon 2 base into height. So 1 upon 2 base, what is base? BC. And what is height for triangle, upside triangle? AM. It's a height. And for downside it is again 1 upon 2. What about DBC? Base is BC. And height is DN. So this is a thing. So these cancel and fortunately this cancel. So what we have obtained, area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle DBC is equal to AM upon DN, and I close here. But I won't answer AO upon DO. I won't answer AO upon DO. What has come? AM upon DN. Now one beautiful thing is coming, that would you think that this triangle and this triangle, what about these two triangles? So these two triangles seems similar. Why? Because this is angle 90 of upper triangle, this angle is 90 for down triangle. This is angle and this angle are vertical opposite angle. So by angle similarity, both triangles are similar. So I'll use here Since in triangles AMO and triangle DNO, angle AMO and angle DNO gonna 90 and angle AOM and angle AON and DON, vertical opposite angle, by angle similarity, both triangle AMO and DNO are similar. And what will happen when two triangles are similar? You know, all and corresponding angles are equal, all your sides are proportional. So sides are proportional, very good thing it is. So AM upon DN, what will write? AM upon DN is equal to AO upon DO, you know, AO upon DO, and is equal to last is MO upon NO, which I am not writing. I just want to work on these two. So one can understand by 1 and 2. This is AM upon DN, it is AM upon DN, which can be written AO upon DO. So by 1 and 2, you know that what to write. By 1 and 2, or by, yes, of course, by 1 and 2. What you will write? By 1 and 2. Area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle DBC will be, instead of AM upon DN, I will write AO upon DO, hence proved. So hope you have got the thing which I want to tell you, that how we have got this the theorem, which is based on the previous exercise, very first or second exercise of similarity. But okay, in this case, if it is given in the exercise, we have solved by easy manner. Okay, now I'll move on the some other question of the exercise. Question number, I'll take a fifth one. It is again looks good. Fifth one. So fifth question says D, E and F are respectively the midpoint of side AB, BC and C of triangle ABC. Look at the question. Interesting question it is. It is A, B, C. We have a midpoint D of AB, BC and D, E, F are midpoints of AB, BC and CA. Find the ratio of area of triangle DEF, this triangle and whole triangle. So what given we have? D, E and F are midpoints of AB, BC and AC. To find the ratio of area of DEF triangle upon ABC. This question we are asked here. What is the ratio between of the area of DEF and whole ABC? So interesting it is. Look at, I tell you something that how we can prove this particular question. The students, first we start the proof. Let me explain something. Very interesting question it is. We have a small triangle, we have a big triangle. Actually both triangles are similar. So first of all, we'll prove that they are similar. How we can look at DE, DF are midpoint of this and this side. So I just want to make it separate. A, B, C, midpoint. So in class 9th you read line joining midpoints of two sides of a triangle is always parallel to third side. So these two sides are parallel. That we read it, we know. We know line joining midpoints of two sides of triangle is parallel to third side. So definitely DF parallel to BC. And one more thing, when DF parallel to BC, this FE parallel to AB. One more thing, This is parallel to this one. So all are parallel actually. So I'll take here especially DF parallel to, look at DF parallel to PC, or DF parallel to BE, because it is part BC or BE. Similarly, you have shown DF parallel to BE. Similarly, FE was parallel to AB, or FE can be written parallel to AB, the part DB. Now FE parallel to DB. One more thing, which is half, and I just tell you one by one, don't worry about that. So would you think that after these two conclusions, what you get? DF parallel to BE, FE parallel to DB. When in quadrilateral, when opposite sides are parallel, it's gonna be parallelogram. So box BEFD will be parallelogram. So student, one can find lots of parallelogram in it. BEFD parallelogram, DECF parallelogram. Wherever you will find this kind of a picture, all gonna be parallelogram. But only we have proved BEFD is a parallelogram. Now one interesting thing is coming. What about these two angles? Opposite angle of parallelogram. And what about these? Similarly, I'll prove this one is a, okay, let me write. Similarly, I'll find DFCE or CFDE will be parallelogram. So can you see that BEFD is parallelogram, CEDF is a parallelogram? These two angles will be same, opposite angle of parallelogram, and these two angles also same, opposite angle of parallelogram. Therefore, angle E equal to angle F, and angle C, angle B is equal to angle F, and angle C is equal to angle D. So these two same, both are what? Opposite angle of parallelogram. So why I wrote and why I have shown these two same? I tell you one thing, that in the small triangle, this angle is equal to the angle of biggest one, and in small triangle this angle is equal to the angle of the bigger one. So two angles are same now. By angle similarity, triangles are similar. Which triangle now? Give the name properly. Look at EFD. I'm writing first EFD. Second EFD. I'll write A, B, C. Why? Look at F angle equal to B angle. F angle equal to B angle. So it should be corresponding. B angle should be C angle equal. D angle should equal to C angle. Look at these two are same. So corresponding it. E and A definitely have a no mark. Both should be same. So these two triangles are now we have shown similar. And you know that when two triangles are similar, what happens? You know it. We know by theorem. Therefore, recently we saw the conclusion of the theorem without proof. In this exercise, when two triangles are similar, what happens? Area of EFD upon area of ABC is equal to, square of the ratio of square of corresponding side. So one side you can choose by yourself. Suppose I am writing here, any side you can take, EF suppose, or EF and AB you can take, FD or BC you can take, ED and AC you can take. Anyone you can take. Suppose EF I am writing, EF upon AB. This is good enough. Now what we can write furthermore? Look at, I tell you, AB is here and EF is here. So let me speak something very frankly, that this was a parallelogram. So EF side is equal to DB side. Since EF and DB are same, so can I write EFD ABC? Instead of EF, I will write DB square upon AB square Again I speak something. It was AB, and it is DB. DB and AB both cannot cancel, but one thing which is looking very simple, that this is DB, AB is this one, which is double of BD, because D is a midpoint. So instead of AB I can write twice DB. Instead of AB, I can write twice DB. Why? Because D is a midpoint, DB and AB, you know the relationship between these two. So after doing so, I'll make 4 DB square, cancel 1 by 4, has come the answer that EFD upon ABC equal to 1 by 4, which was asked, and we have got the answer. So this is very good question for exam. So explained here. Now one last question I want to tell you, because it is also very important for exam. So those are important explained today. The question number 7th I'll make here. Question number 7 from my side. See, quick and way. That prove that the area of an equilateral triangle described on one side of a square is equal to the half of the area of equilateral triangle described on one of its diagonal. Look at. Here we talk about a square. It has a 4 sides, and I'm making one diagonal. So question says, prove that area of equilateral triangle described on one side of a square. Suppose one side I have chosen AB, and I'm making here one equilateral triangle. Suppose it is E. And another is a half of the area of another equilateral triangle described on one of its diagonal. So one equilateral triangle I am taking on its diagonal. So diagonal I have chosen AC, and I'll just making one equilateral triangle on the diagonal AC, which suppose it is F. So question says, let ABCD is a square. ABE and ACF are equilateral triangles. Okay. To show that area of AEB, which was described on one of the side of the triangle, sorry, square, is half the area of a triangle AFC, which is described on one of its diagonal. So we have to show this one. So how we can show it? Let me speak. It's very easy question. First of all, which I want to pull your attention, that this triangle and this triangle are equilateral triangle. All their angles will be 60. All angles are 60. So you know that when angles are same of any two triangle, by angle similarity, both triangles are similar. So one thing is already have been resolved. The second thing, suppose all side is A. Suppose all side, let all sides of square be small a. Now next is what? This is A, so this is also A. Now if it is A and A, let me rub this out. What about this side? So this is going to be 90 degree, ABC. In triangle ABC, use PGT. You know Pythagoras theorem, this is going to be 90 degree square. So hypotenuse AC square equal to perpendicular square plus base square. So AC square equal to 2A square. So AC equal to root 2A. You have got root 2A. So one should know it is also root 2A. It is also root 2A because it is equilateral triangle. Now next, since triangle AEB and triangle AFC are equilateral triangle, so all angles are 60, so all their angles are 60 degree, and therefore by angle similarity, both triangles are similar. Nothing worry, it's very simple. Both triangles, and even you can write ABE, you can write BA, all correct because all angles are 60. So corresponding angles you can match, all gonna be 60. So both triangles are similar, and you know the recent conclusion that area of triangle AEB upon area of triangle AFC will be, what will come? You know it? You know it? The ratio of square of corresponding side. So AE square upon AF square. Now go on. Let me rub this out. So do you know what I'll do after? AEB upon AFC is equal to AE. Look at AE is A. And AF square is root 2A. What I'll do now? Area of AEB upon area of AFC is equal to A square upon 2A square. A square and square cancel and do transfer here. It's gonna be 1 upon 2 is remaining. So area of triangle AEB is equal to half remaining, and this is gonna be transferred their side. It's gonna be AFC. So whatever we have got, this is the requirement of the question. So it is again a good question. So important questions are explained here from this exercise. The rest question now you do. Tomorrow we'll start the last concept of this chapter, Pythagoras theorem. Okay, thank you.